Okay.
What's up, brother?
We are live. Take two.
We are live. Take two. Take one, take two, take three. One of them. I did check Facebook. We are live, so we're good.
Yeah. Okay. So the fiance has been blowing up my phone nonstop. So the first time we thought we had it, the second time we got it, baby. Woo!
Hey, who's? It says David sick. Who's David?
Yeah. Look at this. I can add a banner. This is like so cool. Let's see if we can show it.
Thanks, Davey.
Like, this is such a learning curve for both of us. Clearly, we don't have name tags or whatever, but you guys all know me, Daddy Eats, a.k.a. Eric. And then next to me, so David always does it like, he's always like, he doesn't know which way to point. So I'm just going to mimic him. My co-host for tonight. You guys introduce yourself.
You guys don't get the skull chant. It was really sad performance last night.
Hey, they still got one more game. They still got one more game.
Well, hopefully they got more than one game left in them.
Well, they have at least one game.
Well, yeah, they got at least one more. But yeah, I'm pretty sad about that. But I'm gonna be coughing in and out because I, like David, was sick pretty much all weekend, but finally broke the fever earlier this morning and feel better. So
how'd you break it?
It just it's kind of like a Chino chop, like Austin Powers did. You just do that right on the back of your and boom.
I wish we had David's little mixing table. It could be like, hiya!
That would be funny.
So I know David's got some high-end technology and he still doesn't know how to use it. So David, we all know he's not really sick. He's just trying to figure out how to get back onto this thing.
I think he's like really disappointed in himself because I never got a picture of him having his TV hung up on the wall like he promised. He said that he would.
I'll bet that's where he's at. He's not really sick. He just doesn't want to get made fun of this episode.
Yeah, so we won't do that at all this episode.
Look at that. We already got our first favorite OnlyFans, or I can't say OnlyFans. That's our number one follower right there. Melissa, there you are.
No, there she is.
There she is. There we are. Here we are. Now, tonight's topics. New Year's resolution and why is David sick all the time?
Oh.
Let's start off with the easy one. New Year's resolution.
You know, I don't buy into the big New Year's resolutions thing. Like obviously, like we always try to be like, you know, better person, better this, better that, better dad, better, you know, da 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 da. But I just always like, you know, the one thing I guess, I mean, I'm not giving it a whole year, but I'm gonna do the dry January. I'm gonna try that. Not do any alcohol. I kind of just decided that probably this weekend. I was just kind of like, you know what? I'm going to try it. See how it goes.
You know, it's actually kind of fun to like see how long you can go without drinking. Like,
yeah,
it's really fun actually.
And maybe, you know, maybe the 1 month my boy has a hockey tournament at the end of January and then 2 weeks later in Sioux Falls, and maybe I drink a little bit during those, but maybe I see how long I can go. I mean, wintertime is one of those times that I don't really like. It's not like summertime where a cold beer like just is like, oh yes. I mean, after I've been out in the cold working in 10 degrees outside, I don't really want to come home and have an ice cold beer.
Well, you have a nice pour of bourbon. It will warm you up.
Yeah, see, I'm not old enough yet to drink that stuff straight.
Oh, well, you could always mix it with a glass of Coke. You could chase it with Coke. You can mix it with water. You can mix it with ice.
Yeah.
Real men just drink it neat.
Yeah, whiskey neat. You can have it. I always call that a liquor soup. You know, you got the whiskey with the ice croutons.
Oh yes, absolutely.
But New Year's resolution, they just don't. I've never like really believed in them, I guess, because there's how many people out there that are always like, I'm gonna go to the gym more, and it lasts about 2 or 3 weeks, and then it's like,
Some people don't even last a day. Like they're like, "Nope, I'll get it tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow." They never do it. You're right. I don't believe in that stuff either. Some people are. Some people are like, you know what? New year, new me. That's my favorite. Everybody always says this is going to be the year. Well, why wasn't 24 the year? Why wasn't 23? Why wasn't 1999 the year? Like, why is it always next year?
My whole thing is like, hey, I'm good with having positive attitude. Like, hey, this is going to be a great year, but there's always going to be something that's going to knock you down. Like something's going to happen throughout that year that's going to knock you down, and it's going to be how do you respond, I guess, is the way that I see it. So like, I guess a New Year's resolution in my eyes would just be maybe respond better when you get knocked down. That'd be the biggest one for me. I mean, sometimes like there's one, I had one year that my really close friend passed away, and it wasn't fun for a while there. And I mean, probably having too many beers at night when I got home, just, you know, missing the dude and this, missing the brother and all that kind of stuff. But it's one of those things like, oh, maybe I should have responded a little bit different than that.
You know what? That's actually a good thought process. Like, yeah, I mean, everybody's going to do this, going to do this, going to do this. Nobody really does this, that, or whatever. But with that being said, is how you respond is always, so whatever happens today, like you said, how you respond at the moment is going to be your future. That's probably the best thing I've heard all year. Like
that's the best thing you've heard in 6 days.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's like, you know, this morning, like my well, I shouldn't even really say my kid, Lucy, like, hey, you got to do the chores after school. Yep, I will. And it's like, okay, if you don't, there's going to be consequences. Well, guess what? She didn't do her chores. And guess what the consequences were? Nothing. I should have responded differently. I should have actually had consequences for her.
Sure.
So, I mean, it just, how you respond is how your tomorrow will turn out. Absolutely. I don't know why I've never thought of that. I'm just not as smart as you.
I mean, you're old enough, but you're just not wise enough, Eric.
Yeah.
The tails on your mustache aren't long enough.
Oh, they're getting there. Like,
no, that's
so. If you had to set a New Year's resolution, what would you set?
Yeah.
If you're the guy that is like, you know what, I got to get on that train. Everybody else is doing it. New year, new me. This is what I want. What would be a New Year's resolution?
I would probably say just be healthier. I mean, and that starts. I mean, with me, you know, we can always put drinking too much beer. I mean, that's always one thing. Like us Midwest dads, I mean, we sometimes get after it. Don't have too much to where you get in trouble, but I mean, it's always one of those things like, hey, be healthier. Instead of having 4 or 5, just have 2 or 3. Eating healthier. I mean, I mean, just being healthier as it is. Like instead of having, you know, the old, they still have Halloween candy. Instead of taking that to work to snack on, take an apple or some cheese or a cheese stick or something like that. I would like to get, you know, just healthier body, because I think that ties into not why is David sick, but just getting sick in the wintertime. Is I always see the guys that are eating healthier, they seem to not get as sick as often.
Yeah, but David, like, we clearly know that he eats factory meals and he goes to the gym every single day. So what is his problem? Like he's I don't know if he snaps you, but he snaps me every morning. Like, oh, sauna time. Like, do you just get in, take a picture or a selfie, and then get out? Like, do you eat one bite of factory meal and then you're back to the greasy cheeseburger or the Big Mac or the Whopper?
I don't know. It seems like the last few winters. I mean, it honestly really started when kids happened. But I mean, you get all the sicknesses from school and from daycare, and it all comes back. You know, coaching kids. I mean, I got pneumonia last year. I was like 230 pounds, and I went down to dang near 200 just from not eating for 2 weeks straight. I mean, I didn't eat a thing. And
let me ask you this. Where does the sickness come from?
I guess what do you mean?
So if everybody was completely healthy, one person gets sick. How did that person get sick? Like, where does it stem from?
That's a question for a scientist. I don't have a freaking clue.
That's exactly what I want to know. If everybody so this sickness is year round because it's a livable, I don't even know if that makes sense, but it's a live virus that never dies because everybody's always getting sick. Your kids are always contracting all of this sickness. So when does it actually stop? Like, does it stop?
Don't they say like there's like some sicknesses? God, I can't remember what one it was, but like, so my brother's a doctor down in Sioux Falls there, and he says that there's some sicknesses that are like oils on your skin, and it's there. Like it's there. You're gonna get it. Like unless you wash your hands like you're supposed to. Yep. So I mean, that's, I guess, and I don't know if sicknesses, these viruses and stuff, they come if they don't survive in the summertime, but they're always there. So they sit there, and then once it cools off, it's kind of like, I would say like sicknesses are kind of like the opposite of flowers. Flowers come up in the summertime and they die in the winter. It's like the exact opposite for sicknesses.
Exactly. Well, why though? Because you think about it, like flies, mosquitoes, all that stuff. It's like summertime, everything's awesome, and then wintertime, boom. No, you're right. Total opposite.
I can't stand mosquitoes, so I can't say summertime's awesome. But
so summertime, you're like, oh man, I wish it was wintertime. And then of course we get snow and it gets cold. And you're like, oh god, I want to be freaking sunny and 75 again.
I mean, I personally like October and like April are my favorite months
because there's no mosquitoes.
There's still no mosquitoes, and it's not super hot, and it's not super cold.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I just got me thinking of like where do these viruses start, or where do they hide out during the summertime? Like, when are they on vacation? Or
I think the White House sends out a plane and they fly around the whole United States, and they drop the 5-gallon bucket of mist over top every state and give them specific viruses that are going on in their states.
Oh, please don't start that, because somebody following us is going to believe that. And now all of a sudden,
that's all those streamlines that you see in the clouds. It's them dropping COVID on us.
Chemtrails.
Yeah, those chemtrails. Yeah.
Yeah, those farmers that are spraying their crops. Nope, they're just contracted by the government to spread diseases.
Yep. So that when we eat their corn, we get sick and all that stuff.
That's exactly what it is. It's got to be what it is.
But we're going to keep buying it because, I mean, we got to eat.
Exactly.
No, that's a heck of a question. I just remember my brother saying there was something that my daughter got one time, and it was like, you couldn't have prevented it. Like, and it's just like certain oils on your, I mean, that's why it's so important to wash.
Would it be your last name?
Yeah, it's not quite that. It is kind of cool that I got 2 siblings that are doctors in the doctor life,
Were you adopted or what?
You're
a house doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. I fix houses up.
There you go.
They can't build a human, but I can build a house.
Exactly.
I guess I should say I can help build a house. I don't know how well I do by myself right now. I've only been in the gig for about a year now. So
what'd you do before that?
Maintenance, like lawn and maintenance stuff. I mean, a little bit of, just we had cabins that I took care of, but
gotcha.
Nothing from the ground up. But you got what's your New Year's resolution?
So I've been starting like this eating healthier stuff, which is actually going pretty good. Yeah. Been to the gym a couple of times. I guess just being a better dad. Like,
Yeah, we can
whatever.
always say that.
Exactly. So what did I do last year that was not up to my standards or my daughter's standards? Like, where does she think that I disappointed her? If you ask her, she will say she's got the best life ever. But at the same time, she probably does. I mean, your kids probably have the best life ever in your eyes. There's
My
something
yeah,
like, what am I doing? There's got to be one thing in 2024 that I did that she didn't like. So that's what I want to improve on. Is it picking her up from school? Is it I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something. That one thing that I did.
changing your morning routine when you drop her off at school, so you
Oh,
don't
geez.
embarrass her.
So that's actually funny that you said that, because this morning I drop her off at 7:30. She walks in front of the truck. I honk the horn and like startles her, and then she instantly turns over and does the "I love you" sign language. So it was actually kind of funny.
Yeah,
But the embarrassing drop offs and pickoffs usually come in the summertime, because that's when I can throw the music up loud and little Baby
sure.
Shark. Yeah. So yeah, eating healthy, like you said, working out, being a better dad, and then being a better coworker too. I guess there's a lot of stuff that I hate my coworkers as much as I love them. Like, yeah, I rely on them to do some of my stuff, some of my duties when I'm not there. But then at the same time, when they're not there, I don't want to do those exact same duties, because it's not my customer. I'm not getting paid for it or anything like that. So it really comes down to, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours kind of a thing.
Sure.
What else? I mean, I could go on for hours and hours of stuff that I want to do. Setting goals. I'm not a big believer in goals. Yeah, that is Andrew Leaf. Yes, Leaf. It's actually Drew, aka Daddy Drew. That's crazy. You got a fan base. But yeah, it's just, I mean, what can I do in my personal life, my father figure life, and my work life to better me as a human being? Plain and simple.
Yeah, I mean, we could all say that. I mean, how to be a better person. I mean, I mean, that's where I don't see I mean, I get the New Year's resolution, the new year, new me thing, but it's like, like I said earlier, you're gonna go through something at some point, and you're gonna fall back, and then it's like, okay, I got to get back to it. So it's not really that's why I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. We should always just try to be better all the time. Oh, be a good husband. That should be a New Year's resolution for you.
That should be one for you. But
Me?
yeah, I will do that in May. So right now I could be a better fiance, and I
Yeah.
can buy everything that she wants, but I have a backbone, and I tell her, hold on, woman.
Just like how you had a backbone when you got home today when Lucy didn't have her chores done.
Shut up. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's one thing. You're talking about being a better dad. That's one thing. I mean, I think it'll change with time, but one thing I've always heard, and I really noticed with my dad, is you have a lot more patience the older you get, the more you're, I mean, I've seen it. I have, like, and me and my wife both tell each other, like, we need to have better patience. And there's some days that we do have patience, and then there's some days like we snap off at the littlest thing, and it's like, oh, dang it, we shouldn't have done that. So I guess that's one thing that I always try to work on. I guess you could say is a New Year's resolution of mine is to not snap off as quick at my kids, just because they are 8 to 1.
Oh, no.
I mean,
no, if they're anything like Lucid, they probably deserve it.
It's not the fact, like, I'm not trying to, trust me, I'm not the gentle parent. I ain't about that life. Like, but there's
like that.
What's that?
The good cop, bad cop. When
Yeah.
Dad said, go ask your mother.
Yeah. But there's certain things, like the little things that you just gotta be like, oh, was that really something that I should have snapped off about? Probably not.
But at the same time, there's build up to that. There's so many things, like 1 through 9 build up for number 10.
Sure.
It happens. Just like I'm pretty sure your wife sees that. Like she like, oh, do this, do that, do this, and then finally you're like, damn, like why? You know, you just coworkers, same thing. You know, they're like, oh, put this there, put that there. You're like, you get so much. It's what do they like call it, bottlenecking, when you like dump out a soda. You know, so
Sure.
much so much soda is coming down, but only so much will come out. I don't know
Sure.
if that the right analogy or shit. I don't know if the word analogy is the right analogy.
Yeah, I get that, but there's one thing that I try to do, and the biggest thing is I think mornings are super important for these kids when they have school. Is if you start yelling at them right away in the morning because they say they spilt milk or they spilt a little bit of cereal,
Yep.
it's like instead of snapping off and having them go to school where they're sad because they got yelled at and they're going to have a bad day. I remember, I'm pretty sure my dad told me it was like mornings are so crucial to the kids because it sets their tone for the day. So they can always go sleep it off. You know, if you kind of get after them a little bit at night, they can always go sleep it off, and just like with your spouse too and all that. But mornings are just, they set the tone for the day. So it's like always try to have a good morning.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just the same thing as an adult. When somebody says don't go to bed angry because you're going to wake up angry. So
I don't. I guess you can always sleep it off, but it's like if you wake up angry, it's like I don't know. I had a boss one time that told me he goes, if you told yourself every single day, you looked yourself in the mirror and you told yourself every single day you were wearing yellow pants, one day you're going to believe you're wearing yellow pants. You won't even tell yourself it, and they won't be yellow pants because you told yourself it so many times. So it's like wake up every morning, tell yourself it's going to be a good day, and it's probably going to be a good day.
absolutely. So back to like it's absolutely hitting it to a T. Back to the New Year's resolution stuff. Well, my favorite, and I hate the way my brain works. Sometimes my brain will focus. Sometimes my brain doesn't focus. Sometimes
Yeah.
my brain will jump all around. Sometimes it don't. Like so, like
You
one of these.
got to choose cinnamon gum.
Choose what?
Cinnamon gum.
What way?
There's
Why?
scientific fact that says cinnamon gum helps you focus.
So here's the funny thing: like Big Red gum. Is that what you're
Yes.
talking?
Yep.
So it burns my mouth, like it burns my tongue. If that makes any sense.
Well, only put a half a stick in or something.
It's still gonna burn.
Sounds like that's a personal problem.
It is a personal problem. I got a lot of them. What are your thoughts on this is going to be the year? Like you hear it. I scrolling through it. So January 2nd, well, January 1st, scrolling through TikTok, everybody is like, you know what? 24 was great. And then 2025 is going to be the year. Like what your true thoughts on that saying, and what is it going to be the year for? Like for failure, for extreme accomplishments? Like what is it? Like it's going to be the year. It's absolutely going to be the year for everything.
It's going to be the year 2025. Absolutely, it's going to be.
Vikings win the Super Bowl. Probably not.
God, I would love that. But, I mean, we ain't going to talk about that. I'm still salty. But, I mean, I could understand where some people would say that, you know, if you're looking forward to something like a wedding date, you know you're going to get married in 2025. So it's like, you know, you're looking forward to that. Or you're having your first to 20th kid. I don't know how many. I mean, it's just like you could be excited for something. Yeah, no. You could be excited for I mean obviously like that first kid's super special and every kid's special after that, but it's just one of those things like there's certain things that you have planned that you can look forward to, and that's where I think the whole it's gonna be the year. It's gonna be the year. I mean, maybe you're promised a promotion or something like that. There's got to be. I don't ever say that because I don't know what the year has in store. Is it going to be the year that I die? Because we ain't promised nothing. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? It's just
taxes
like,
and death.
Yeah, taxes and death. That's the only thing. You know, taxes are coming every year. You just don't know when the debt's coming. So, I mean, I'm for it. If you have, I mean, something to look forward to. I mean, I look forward to every day rather than the whole year.
Absolutely. You take every day, one day at a time, because you never know what tomorrow's going to hold. So
Right.
you're right. It is the year of tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm one of those aim small, miss small guys.
Shoot, I don't even aim. Like I just shoot from the hip.
Yeah, they used to say spray and pray. I don't even have to do that no more.
Oh yeah. I just wake up and just piss excellence, I guess.
No, yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on it. What you brought it up? What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I absolutely hate it. Absolutely hate it for the reason of why we talked it. Like seriously, what does it mean? I don't know because you have no meaning behind it.
Well,
Like,
it's just, I mean,
what?
there's a lot of things that you could say that to. I mean, what is that? What is I don't know. What does Happy St. Patrick's Day mean? I mean,
I mean that's saying Happy St. Patrick's Day to all the leprechauns.
what's skull mean?
I don't know. That's
Remember
a
we
question.
looked it up. Drink happily together, isn't that what it is?
I don't know. That's a good question. But no, you're right. It's like what does everything say? Like one person posts it, and this is what I hate about today's society. Everybody is following in everybody's shoes. Like I get it. I want to follow my dad's shoes. That's why I got a mustache. Like there's stuff like that. But like when
But
I post something,
you can say that that's a trend nowadays too, though, because you used to have the beard.
yeah,
So that was, and you probably had the beard when Duck Dynasty was huge, right?
and the reason why I did the beard because I got out of the military. I went 15 and a half years of not doing it, and I just went
Right.
3 years of having it.
There's
So-
there's a ton of military people that do that. You know, they had to be clean shaven for however long they're in there. They're like, screw it, I don't want to shave anymore. I did it every day for however long. I'm not touching a razor. And then now
Yeah.
all of a sudden mustaches are in, and you have a mustache. So I mean, you could be one of those followers, Eric.
I am one of those followers. Absolutely.
But you're one of the first ones to do it in your upside down pineapple shirt at the car dealership.
Oh God, I was telling this story the other day to my chiropractor about I don't know, like I had to be 50 plus years old, and he asked me, or he told me, he's like, "Yeah, it takes a real man to wear that shirt." And I was like, "What are you talking about? It's pink." And he's like, "No, doesn't that mean?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes,
Yeah.
"Well, doesn't it mean that you're I'm like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." He went into full swing of it. I'm just sitting back here like, dude, how do you know so much about it? You know, I'm playing dumb.
I remember you telling that story on the podcast when it happened. That was
It was the best day of my life of how this guy schooled me on what it meant for a pineapple upside down. Like, just hilarious.
as long as Melissa's okay with it, I guess you guys can do what you want.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's the one thing? I mean, you're talking about people being followers, right? I mean, somebody says something and it's like it catches wildfire.
Well, it's not only that, but if you look at a lot of like Facebook posts, somebody like Google's, "Oh, what is today? Oh, today is National Ice Cream Day." So you go out there, you get an ice cream, you're celebrating it at your favorite local ice cream shop, Dairy Queen, whatever. Zestos. You're at Zestos getting ice cream, and you're like, "Damn, this Mississippi mud is the best," or whatever I think it's Mississippi mud, isn't it?
From where?
From Zestos or from the Pure ice cream shop.
Oh yeah, Zesto. We have the Muddy River.
Is it something like that? It's got the hot fudge and it's delicious.
Yep, Muddy River. Or the Ranger Rick. Ranger Rick is the same thing as the Muddy River, just has the cream de mint on it too.
Ooh.
Cream de mint liquid. Yeah.
But one of your friends sees you post that. They're like, "Oh shit, it's National Ice Cream Day. So I got to do that." And now 17 of their friends see that. Now all of a sudden you got this trend of, "Oh, we got to post National Ice Cream Day. It's Daughter's Day. It's Son's Day. It's blah this, blah that. Happy birthdays. It's your birthday. Oh shit. I should probably go tell him happy birthday." And then someone's like, "Oh, geez, he just got that. Well, I better tell him happy birthday too. I can't feel left out."
Yeah. See, I'm not I'm not one of them people. And I feel the same. Like if I don't really like talk to you on a daily basis, or even if I see you out, if I just get a quick hey and we don't like sit down and talk, I'm probably not wishing you happy birthday on Facebook. Like, it's not that I don't like you. It's not that we're not acquaintances. It's not that I'm not going to say hi to you if I don't see you. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't really care for people to, I don't know. I'm not that follower, I guess.
Yep. A New Year's resolution for people should be, I want to be less fake.
Sure.
A lot of fake people out there, I think.
You should probably take that trucker cap off then.
Only you can prevent forest fires there, Drew. The hat says. So start the show, like, I got messy hair. So I tell my kid, I'm like, oh, bring me a hat. This is what she brings me. I was hoping for my girl dad hat, but clearly she is just too lazy to look around.
So I will agree with you on the whole not being a follower thing. On, like, I guess one of the biggest things nowadays is like social media, right? I'm more of I would like the whole pay it forward thing. Like, I'm big into that.
I love pay it forwards. Absolutely love pay it forwards.
One of the greatest stories that I tell people, and it is, so when I was single, batching it, me and my best man had a house here in Pierre, and he left like super early. He was a rancher. He had to get some stuff in town. So I had to leave just a little bit after, but we, for some reason, both had the same idea to go get Taco John's breakfast. And sure enough, I end up right behind him in Taco John's breakfast.
Yeah.
And he buys me breakfast. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll take the next guys behind me. And we started it. And I'm not kidding you. I worked just like 2 buildings down at the time. I worked just 2 buildings down from Taco John's. And
you went and got free lunch too. It went for 4 hours.
I'm not kidding. It did.
No.
Me and my boss. He's like, hey, let's go get Taco John's for lunch. And I was like, I got it for breakfast, but I'm down. Like, I was a healthy 21-year-old dude, hitting the gym. Like, I'm like, yeah, screw it, And I know my boss was going to buy. So I'm like, yeah, let's go do it. Get through the drive-thru, and we get up to the window, and he's like, oh, the person in front of you paid for it. And I'm like, is that still going? And he goes, all right, well, I'll pay for the guy behind me. And my boss just, and then I told him when we got there, he goes, you're joking. I'm like, I'm being dead serious. And I remember calling my roommate, and I'm like, dude, that pay it forward's still going. He's like, you're joking.
Yeah, it's nuts. And that's like the true story. I absolutely love doing that. It's because it's like, you don't know the person behind you. Did they break a shoelace, or are they having a bad day? Like,
right.
They're just pissed off because they got to go to work because it's a Monday. Like, yeah.
Now, the only time that it would like really suck is like somebody just up and ordered a coffee, and then the person behind you has like a 9-course meal because they got 10 kids. Like, yeah, that would suck, but it's the concept. Yeah. And it's like, if you can do it, keep it going.
Exactly. Well, and it's, it's great. I wish there was more stuff of that. I really do, because you truly don't know what's behind you. And, it's like, well, you go through the drive-thru, you're like, hey, I'll take care of theirs. I've done that plenty of times. You're like, well, we can't ring it up together. It's got to be 2 separate deals. It's usually under $20. I'm like, you know what? Just do it. Absolutely just do it. That next person, that might have been their last $20 or whatever for the week. So here you are. You just gave them a free tank of gas. You gave them free food, whatever. It just you made somebody's day. Love it.
And it's one of those things, like, if you were expecting to pay $15-$20 and they were like, oh, the total behind you is $30. I'm like, well, here, just take this 20. If you can't, manage it all, here, take this 20. And now the next person goes up, hey, your total's actually now only $10. That person gave $20 to your meal. It's like, okay, I'm going to do the same thing behind me. And it just kind of keeps going.
Exactly. Yes. I wish 25 was filled more of that.
Yeah. Like, 100%.
Absolutely. There's still kindness out there. There's still kindness out there. And hopefully 2025 is filled with it.
It was just like the other day, we got quite a bit of snow here, and have a pickup, so it's easy for me to get around. But I stopped at the stop sign. The person to my right gets to go first, right? Well, they're over there just spinning their tires, spinning their tires, spinning their tires. And I'm just like, look around, nobody else around, put my vehicle in park, jump out, pushed them. They waved. I said, get out of here. And I just kept going. It's just one of those things like,
no,
what do you mean, no?
You point and laugh and drive by.
Oh, you wave on and say, have a good day. And you just keep going. It's just one of those things that you just do.
That's called being Midwest nice.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And having 25-minute goodbyes. My wife is really good at that. She is a Midwest goodbyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. No, but it's just, New Year's resolution, just be a better person. Absolutely 100%. You don't have to be a better person every day. I would say 10% of the year, be a nicer person. 10%. That's all we need.
That's
a month. 36.5 days.
Right.
That half day you round up.
Yeah. That brings me back to when I remember when I was coaching my brother's baseball team. I got these bracelets made. And they're 11, 12-year-old kids. And it's right in the middle of summer, but I got these bracelets made that said be better than yesterday. And I go, you kids, I was talking out of baseball sense. Every practice you get a little bit better. Every game you get a little bit better. You get a little bit better. You get a little bit better. At the end of the year, I look at them and I go, that saying means more than just baseball, means more than just sports. It just means be better than yesterday as a person.
Life in general.
Yep. And I'll say those kids nowadays, they're good kids. Every single one of them.
Look at that. Look what you did. You just inspired what, 20 kids?
It was about 12. Yeah. But I mean, you got to think about, that's one thing that I always tell parents when I go to coaching. And the one thing is all of us coaches have that same mindset. We're trying to make kids better for our community. And if they end up doing well in sports, great. That's freaking awesome. Like, yeah, everybody loves to win. But I'm like, 80% of these kids are going to come back and they're going to live in Pierre or they're going to live in a different community. And we want them to make that community better, not worse. You know what I mean? So we want to raise kids to be better people, not just better athletes.
Exactly. What New Year's resolution do you think your kids want? Did your kids say they want to do anything cool for New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, my kids are only really old enough to understand like what that even really means. Maybe the 8-year-old and the second grader and the first grader, they might get it, but the other two definitely aren't. But well, my buddies are
with the Hawkeyes hat.
My buddies are heckling me from my softball sweater, my softball cap.
Is it two different teams?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So they're heckling me. It's all right. Awesome.
You know what? I wish you guys would be better people. Just talking about being nice, and you're over here trash talking Drew because his wife dresses him.
It's probably because she didn't dress me is why I look like this. Yeah, I guess your kid being, 12, 13, however old she is, she probably understands a little bit more than my kids, but
I think she understands it, but her senses to care are a lot less.
You should give her a New Year's resolution to try. Be like, you know what, Lucy, I want you to do 3 hours of screen time rather than 5 per day.
Jeez, you'd have a better chance of the Vikings winning the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. She's a great.
That's why you said Vikings and not Cowboys, because then that would be 0 shot.
Yeah, she's a great kid. Don't get me wrong, but she knows where I'm gonna bend and where I'm gonna break. So it's she rides. What do they call it? Rides a thin line or rides a fine line or whatever.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing. And
Yeah.
and like I tell everybody, like I really don't care as long as she listens to me 35% of the time, because I know 50% is too much. Like if
You'll take 35.
but I mean, like, just do something. Like, instead of sitting there, go do the dishes, go vacuum, go pick up the wrapper you just threw on the floor, do something. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm okay with it. Just show me that you're showing a little effort in life. But she's
Yeah.
11, she's a kid. Kids will be kids. Now, if she was 18 and she was doing that, no, one, you're not living in my house at 18. Well, maybe at
Well,
18, maybe.
yeah.
But
There's sometimes at 18, Eric, it happens.
yeah, well, if it takes you 18 years to figure out life.
I was still living at my mom and dad's house when I was 21. Shortly after 21 is when I bought my first house.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I take that back. Like I moved out when I was 18, but at the same time, like, you know what, if you need a year or two to like get your head on straight, save up some money, I'm all for that. But I am absolutely not that parent that's going to let you live here until you're 40 because you don't want to go do anything with your life. So,
Yeah. That was the one rule when I was at home. It was like my dad's like, you're just not going to live here. You're going to get a job. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. I mean, it wasn't like you ain't, and we're not your maid.
Yeah, this is not a revolving door. It
Right.
shuts when you leave.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Kids will be kids. People will be people. Humans. I mean,
Well,
we're humans.
you just pick your battles. It's like
Oh, absolutely. What battles do you pick?
I try to pick the little ones and let the big ones go.
The ones that you know you'll win.
Yeah, and that's not very many.
Like you deciding what you're going to eat for lunch, is that the only battle that you're going to win?
I honestly don't even know when I wake up what I'm having for lunch. I go look in the fridge. I'm like, oh, that can go in the microwave. I throw it in the cooler.
Yeah, it just, I don't know. I truly hope or truly feel that 2025 will be the year, you know?
It'll be the year.
Yeah. No, I got things I got to improve on just like anybody else. But at the same time, I got a couple of resolutions that would like to see me succeed in. Clearly, I want to lose this dad bod before the wedding, but I don't know.
Pilates, stairs.
No, someone said I need to stop drinking Mellow Yellow.
Yep. Don't change the diet pop though. Diet pop's worse.
Yeah. Do they even make Diet Mellow Yellow?
Yeah, it's called Shasta.
Shasta? I love Shasta soda. Come on.
I do too. I just saw a post of my friend earlier this week. It was like, yeah, you can have the Shasta out of my bag. And they're like, Shasta? It's like, oh, you didn't grow up poor.
Like, I think strawberry kiwi or kiwi strawberry was the best Shasta. Oh, yeah.
No, second best behind the cream soda one.
Okay. Yep. You know what? Name one soda right now. It doesn't matter. The brand is never bad. Never bad flavor.
Brand is never bad?
Yeah. It's one flavor of soda. Doesn't matter what brand it is. It could be the generic stuff, the non-generic stuff.
Yeah, cream soda.
No, root beer.
No.
Yes.
No. The A&W is completely different than the mug.
But it's
the
still
mug's not as good.
No, the mug root beer is good.
No.
The A&W is good.
No.
The Barks root beer is good. Dad's old fashioned root beer is good. Not Your Father's root beer is good.
Oh yeah, oh god. Well, I used to drink that Not Your Father's way too much. About just made me puke.
Oh yeah, mix it with ice cream. It's like an adult.
Oh, I know, it's great. Trust me, I know.
But every grocery store, every convenience store you go into, there's like 75 different root beers. Isn't that not crazy? Why is there not 75 different Cokes?
There's only one Coke.
1919 root beer. Absolutely delicious.
Absolutely disgusting.
Shut up. You don't know.
Just saying.
What else is another good one? A good root beer, like the Shasta root beer. When you crack it open and pour it in a glass when you drink it, you know that it's root beer.
Could you tell the difference between them all?
You know what? I probably could, but they're still good. All root
We
beer
need
is
to,
good.
we need to try that. I like seeing those videos. You line up the camera and you got to try them and you got to guess what one it is. It's between Coke, Diet Coke, and like Dr. Pepper, and then Pepsi and Diet Pepsi. And then like you got to figure out which one's which.
Yeah. I like Pepsi and Coke. Absolutely. Pepsi is trash.
Oh, I prefer Pepsi over Coke.
Well, that's why we're not friends.
Well, that's fine. We don't have to be. You just got to be better in 2025 because this is the
I was just going to say the same thing. Is maybe in 2025 you can learn how to drink real soda. I'll bet you slam Mountain Dew too.
I like a Mountain Dew, yeah. Mainly Baja Blast.
Baja Blast is delicious. Oh, Code Red. Love Code Red Mountain Dew. Yes.
I hate anything red flavored.
It's not red flavored.
It's red. It's freaking tastes like cherries. It's awful.
What? So okay. So anything colored red tastes like red. What does red taste like?
Cherries.
Cherries, strawberries, raspberry, blood. Like there's all
The
kinds
only-
of stuff.
The only red colored thing that I'll drink is that strawberry Fanta.
Strawberry Fanta.
Mhm.
Oh, yep. Interesting.
Well, should we end it with the question of the night?
We could. I mean, we were 15 minutes late. I'm running out of stuff to talk about, but he just pissed me off.
But we only have 15 more minutes or 13 more minutes. We're doing good.
Okay. Question of the night?
Yeah.
What is question of the night?
Why is David?
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's do it. We got about 10 minutes here. We can talk about why is David sick?
Why is David sick?
Why do you think David is sick? Do you think he's really sick?
Number one reason why David is sick. He didn't want to do the podcast tonight.
Yeah. Why didn't he want to do the podcast tonight?
I think he's just, he's mad at us.
He's mad? I bet he's hanging up his TV that he promised to get done by the end of.
He might be. It might be a New Year's resolution for him to all the promises he made in 2024 he's going to fulfill.
Oh, I don't think 2025 is that long of a year.
He doesn't have enough days.
Yeah. He needs 366 and we only got 364.
It's not a leap year. We don't get the extra day this year.
Yeah, I don't know. I just made that up. No, but seriously, why is David sick all the time? Do you think he doesn't wash his hands?
I think he washes his hands. I think the main thing is that there's a rumor going around that Packers fans like to lick lead painted walls. So
that's what it is.
That's probably what gets him sick.
Holy cow. David, I hope that's not true.
I was expecting him to come on here and just completely razz me up on how bad the Vikings played last night. And when he said that text, I'm like, oh, I can go on tonight because I wasn't going to come on. I was in my feels today.
Didn't the Packers lose to the Bears yesterday?
Oh yeah, they kind of did.
You can't even talk bad about the team that I somewhat like because I don't even know how to spell football. That's why I don't even watch it.
But the greatest thing is not only did the Packers lose that game, they also, with the Bears winning it, the Bears now don't receive a top 10 pick. Because it goes by how you finish the years, who gets the pick first, second, third, and all that.
Are the Packers in the playoffs?
Yes. The only team out of that division that isn't in the playoff is the Bears.
Nice. So it's
the Lions, Vikings, and Packers.
Gotcha. Did the Cowboys make the playoffs this year?
God, no. They've been out of it for a month. Those Cowboys fans haven't had anything to cheer for a month.
Sure. I think it's probably for the whole season, maybe last season too.
Well, it kind of carried over. Yeah. Why do you think David is sick?
You know what? I don't know. Like that's such a good question because every time he's like he's got a different sickness. I wonder, did he say why he is sick today?
I don't
He
think
said,
so.
Boys are killing it. Thanks for holding the fort down for me tonight."
Oh,
Oh,
he's
David.
actually watching.
Well, this was 8:45, so yeah,
Yeah,
15
he was
minutes ago.
watching.
Yeah, so he's not really sick. That's like you sick to work. That's like calling sick into school. You don't want to go to school because you didn't do your homework. You're calling in sick because you got stuff at work you don't want to do. He just didn't want to be on tonight.
Did you know that you can't have a bad day at work if you don't go?
I did not know that. Now that I know that.
No, I'm ready to get back to work. I can tell you that much. We had that. My boss is a great boss, and he gave us those few weeks off during the holidays. And I go back, like a week and a half. Like a week and a half, he gave us. Yeah.
Paid or not paid?
Yeah, paid.
Jesus, you guys hiring?
Yeah, if you want to come, I'm going to be outside framing a house tomorrow in 10 degrees. You want to come do that?
Yeah. The only thing I have problems with is this finger right here. It's not a middle finger. When I used to do houses and stuff like that, I got frostbite on my finger.
Yeah.
And so now, like when it gets really cold, just the tip of the finger is like not there. It's crazy. All my other fingers, but yeah, swinging the old hammer.
You used to do that, huh?
Yeah, used to do it. I did it for about a year. Then I got laid off because that's when the housing market crashed. So like 2007 to 2008. Yep. It was bad the way he did it. Like he came in and he's like, "Hey, just to let you know, at the end of the day, you don't have to come to work tomorrow. Kind of how the market's going. I don't have anything lined up. You can work today if you want, and I'll pay you, but you don't have to." So what did I do? I didn't work, but I stayed clocked in.
Nice.
Yes. And my foreman was so mad because he couldn't do anything. And he was like, "Hey, you want to do this?" Nah, not really. I'll let you.
Not really.
Yeah.
No, my boss gave us those few days off, and then so we were supposed to we returned to work on the 2nd. So 2nd and 3rd.
Yep.
I go to work on the 2nd and was fine. Go to work Friday, and that's when it hit me. That's when influenza hit me. Like I feel like crap, guys. They're like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "I'll go home."
That's so crazy because like everybody at my work is getting sick. So I'm assuming maybe David is really sick. Maybe not. But
yeah. I hope he goes to the doctor because that's the one thing that I did when I got walking pneumonia is I didn't go for a while and it just built up and when I got x-rays on my chest last year, they said like my lungs were like 80% fluid at one point.
That's crazy. It's going around town, I guess.
It was bad. Get to the doctor as soon as possible. I learned that the hard way.
That's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. But no, I hope he does get better because you kind of miss him on the show. It's fun making fun of him when he's not here, but it's really fun making fun of him when he is here.
Yeah, David, miss you. Hope you feel better, buddy.
Well, at least we don't have to look at him black and white tonight.
Yeah, and we don't have to listen to his ridiculous dad joke.
Yeah. And then we don't have to listen to him like, "Oh, why'd you cut me off?" Well, I hope he sees this. I hope he's laughing. I hope when he's laughing, he goes,
"Get me another cigarette, honey."
Oh, it's good stuff, David. Hopefully you're watching. Hopefully you're not back next week because this is kind of fun without you.
No, please come back because we don't know how to go live by 8:00.
Yeah, well, hey, just give us 15 minutes. We'll do it.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. You ready?
What time is it?
Woo! It's time for some dad jokes, baby.
Yeah, jokes, baby. Who's going first?
Look at this. Look what I got.
Oh, yeah. You got a book?
You got a book. I got a book. We all got books. David, you can't.
We all got a book.
David, hey, David can't come back and give dad jokes unless he's got a book.
He's got to have a book before he comes back,
Yep, that's a new rule on
and
on
a
the-
TV hung.
Yep. All right, you go first there, stud.
Okay, I'll go first, but I'm going to do my book 1 second.
All righty, you go first, then I'll go, then you go.
Okay. Why did the jaguar eat the tightrope walker?
I have no idea.
He wanted a well-balanced meal.
I like that one. That's a good one. It was well balanced. All right. What does Dr. Jekyll do first thing every morning?
Jackal off?
Nope. No, he wakes up.
Who's Dr. Jackal?
I don't know. That's just what the book says. I'm reading them. Like, I'm seriously going.
Oh,
I'm going number 1, number 2. Like, number 1 was last week. Number 2 is this week. Number 3 will be next week.
I don't, is Dr. Jackal a person that's like from the dead or something?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to stuff.
I don't know if I like that one, Eric. You're going to have to get rid of the book. You need a new book.
Oh no, this was a Christmas present.
Oh, no, you don't need a new book. That's a great book. Great pick, Melissa. Good job.
Good thing. Yeah, I'm so glad she's watching and heard you say that. So let us know when you're in Sioux Falls, Drew. We'll have you can actually meet her for the first time and the last time.
Yeah, probably. All right. What did the dairy farmers name their bowling team?
The Milkers.
I can't believe it's not Gutters.
I like that one. Let's do this Dr. Jekyll thing. That I like that joke though. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Well, I'm going to put who is Dr. Jekyll. Who is he? Why is there not any pictures? It doesn't really say. It says Robert Louis Stevenson, 1886 Gothic novella.
Oh, Gothic. So it must be a dead person.
I think it's just a strange case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde I think it's just a book. I don't know.
Huh.
If you guys know anything, go over to the Facebook page and put your answer.
Because we obviously don't know anything.
Clearly not.
What's your last one? You got another joke to say?
No, he was like 2 people, I guess.
He's a schizo?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. With age comes wisdom. Maybe that's why Mel knows.
That's true. Wait, are you calling her old?
No. I didn't say that. I just said with age comes wisdom. I don't have another joke.
Yes, he was a schizo, she says.
No. Yes.
She said yes.
I know, but is it yes that I was calling her old or yes?
That she's a schizo.
Who's a schizo?
Jackal.
Oh, why isn't David sick again? All right. We got 15 seconds before we end this popsicle stand.
You should put up that other banner that you had before.
Oh, okay. We got time. This is fun. So, David, this is why you don't let me do this stuff. Oh, that's good. That's why David's sick.
He got it from the toilet seat at the golf course or something.
David can't golf.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Drew, it was a pleasure. We'll hopefully see you next week.
See you next week.
And one more thing. Thanks, Davey, for not
Thanks,
being
Dave.
All right. Yep.
Feel better.
No.